Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Fantasy Fanbase. My name is Joey, and today we are talking about the brand new excerpt from Sunrise on the Reaping, the 5th book in the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins, which is to be released in March. If you don't already know, this book is the prequel to the original Hunger Games, set 24 years before the events of the first novel, and it will be released on March 18th, 2025, meaning we only have 58 days, a little over a month and a half until this book is released. The book follows Haymitch and his journey throughout the second quarter Quell games. And Suzanne Collins, along with People magazine, has dropped an exclusive snippet from the book. And today I'm going to be reading the excerpt, and then I'm going to break it down with some quick thoughts and reactions and analysis. And so let's get straight into it. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video if you're excited for the Hunger Games book, and comment down below your thoughts on the excerpt. Happy birthday, Haymitch. The upside of being born on Reaping Day is that you can sleep late on your birthday. It's pretty much downhill from there. A day off school hardly compensates for the terror of the name drawing. Even if you survive that, nobody feels like having cake after watching 2 kids being hauled off to the Capitol for slaughter. I roll over and put the sheet over my head. Happy birthday, my 10-year-old brother, Sid, gives my shoulder a shake. You said be your rooster. You said you wanted to get to the woods at daylight. It's true. I'm hoping to finish my work before the ceremony so I can devote the afternoon to 2 things I love best: wasting time and being with my girl, Lenore Dove. My mom makes indulging in either of these a challenge, since she regularly announces that no job is too hard or too dirty or too tricky for me, and even the poorest people can scrape up a few pennies to dump their misery on somebody else. But given the dual occasions of the day, I think she'll allow for a bit of freedom as long as my work is done. It's the game makers who might ruin my plans. Hey Mitch, wails Sid, the sun's coming up. Alright, I'm up too. I roll straight off the mattress onto the floor and pull on a pair of shorts made from government-issued flour sack. The words, courtesy of the Capitol, and dump stamped across my butt. My ma wastes nothing. Widowed young when my pa died in a coal mine fire, she's raised Sid and me by taking in laundry and making every bit of anything count. The hardwood ashes in the fire pit are saved for lye soap. Eggshells get ground up to fertilize the garden. Someday these shorts will be torn into strips and woven into a rug. I finish dressing and toss Sid back in his bed, where he burrows right down into the patchwork quilt. In the kitchen, I grab a piece of cornbread, an upgrade for my birthday instead of the gritty, dark stuff made from the Capitol flour. Out back, my mom's already stirring a steaming kettle of clothes with a stick, her muscles straining as she flips a pair of miner's overalls. She's only 35, but her life sorrows have already cut lines into her face like they do. Ma catches sight of me in the doorway and wipes her brow. Happy 16th. Sauce on the stove. Thanks, Ma. I find a saucepan of stewed plums and scoop some on my bread before I head out. I found these in the woods the other day, but it's a nice surprise to have them all hot and sugared. Need you to fill the cistern today, Ma says as I pass. We've got cold running water, only it comes out of a thin stream that would take an age to fill a bucket. There's a special barrel of pure rainwater she charges extra for because the clothes come out softer, but she uses our well water for most of the laundry. What with pumping and hauling, filling the cistern's a 2-hour job, even with Sid's help. Can't it wait until tomorrow, I ask? I'm running low and I've got a mountain of wash to do, she answers. This afternoon then, I say, trying to hide my frustration. If the reaping's done by 1, and assuming we're not part of this year's sacrifice, I could finish the water by 3 and still see Lenore Dove. A blanket of mist wraps protectively around the worn gray houses of the seam. It would be nothing if it wasn't for the scattered cries of children being chased in their dreams. In the last few weeks, as the 50th Hunger Games has drawn closer, these sounds have become more frequent, much like the anxious thoughts I work hard to keep at bay. This second quarter Quell, twice as many kids. No point in worrying, I tell myself. There's nothing you can do about it. Like 2 Hunger Games in 1. No way to control the outcome of the reaping or what follows it. So don't feed the nightmares. Don't let yourself panic. Don't give the Capitol that. They've taken enough already. So even though this excerpt is pretty short, there's still a lot to unpack, and we actually learn a lot of new information. For example, first of all, this is a pretty big revelation, but we didn't know before that Haymitch's birthday is actually on Reaping Day. That's kind of ironic, and it's just like a horrible day to have, because your birthday is just tied to this horrible event where kids are just chosen to basically die. Everyone except one person that is chosen will die, and to have your birthday being celebrated on such a day just kind of makes it just not even worth celebrating for. At least that's kind of what Haymitch is thinking about, and this kind of adds a lot to Haymitch's character. It's because he's already being plagued by the Hunger Games, and we obviously know that he comes out of this Hunger Games winning and is forced to mentor these kids for 24 years. he's always been connected to the games, and we learned that even before, with his birthday being on the same day as the reaping. And he's trying to keep himself calm, you know, by saying like there's no point in worrying and to not feed the nightmares, but he still is worrying because you have to, you know. And this is even more important because it's 2 Hunger Games in one, where you have twice as many tributes and, you know, twice as many deaths. And I think it's really cool to note the line where like the Capitol, like he's not trying to let the Capitol see him scared and see him panicking. And it's kind of just like a classic Haymitch, you know, kind of is how he is as a character, as a person. Even as like a young teenager, he's refusing to give him like the satisfaction of seeing like him being scared about this quarter quell or like the reaping in general. We also find out, and we had no idea about this, or about his girlfriend, is that her name is Lenore Dove, and we see that, you know, he's pretty dedicated to her. He wants to see her at any time he can, even on his birthday, even on the reaping. He just, all he wants to do is just see Lenore Dove. What we do know is that the Capitol murdered him and his family after his games, so we're gonna find out what happened during the games that caused them to murder him or his girlfriend and his family. And that also includes his younger brother Sid, which we didn't know he had a younger brother named Sid either. And it's just kind of sad because we already know his outcome. We already know he's going to die along with his mother, who we see in the excerpt. You know, Suzanne Collins is just adding more to the flame here. And another like crazy thing is just how similar Haymitch is to Katniss. Like, even their moms are similar, but like they're both from the seam, and they both lost their dads in mining accidents, and they've both kind of had to like step up for their families to help everyone survive. And unlike the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which was still very, very interesting, it gave us the villain origin story. This is doing the opposite. It's giving us pretty much the origin of the hero, of Haymitch, but it's different. And well, no, it is the same because we already know how it's gonna end, but we don't know how. But still, like, even though we won, there's not really like a victory in a sense, because his life was still filled, you know, with this intense trauma and loss. And like from retellings of the quarter quell games, of Haymitch's games throughout like the Capitol's TV broadcast, we don't really know that much, given that it's being changed and altered throughout with like propaganda, so we don't know what they left out or what they just changed altogether. And it's really like it gives me so much suspense. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, like why he never talks about it, and if there's a reason why. Like, and I think like Suzanne Collins or somebody said herself, like, it's just not what we're expecting, but like we're expecting something unexpected, so I don't really know how that works out. So yeah, that's about it for this video. The excerpt will be linked below if you want to read it. It's pretty short. There's also like a little article going along with it. If you're a Hunger Games fan, let me know in the comments what you thought of the excerpt. Did you notice anything that I didn't talk about? Again, this was just like a short little, you know, first reaction thing. Again, I think it's really, really cool to see how quickly and like just easily we can find these parallels between Haymitch and Katniss just from this short, small excerpt. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video. If you guys want more news about Sunrise on the Reaping, along with the book that comes out in March 18th and the movie coming out soon after, let us know in the comments down below. We will be providing you guys with any news on the book and the movie. We cannot wait for them to come out. But that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe to the Fantasy Fanbase for more videos about the Hunger Games, Keeper Lost Cities, Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, and more. Alright, I'll see you guys next week.